I have a major announcement right now. So the whole month is White History Month from now on. Happy White History Month.
It's White History Month. I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month. So be sure to tell everyone there will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Hi, y'all. It's amazing. You can get involved. There's a line open if you'd like to jump in there by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. JESSE. Jesse. And my biblical question for this week, and it's a doozy. The biblical question for this week: have you ever seen God? Have you ever seen God? Have you? I want to know. Have you ever seen God? And we have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're busy out and about. If you're out and about and you just can't sit and watch the show right now, live, as it's happening, you podcast. A lot of you podcast. Some of you do. Most of you watch it live, but a lot of you podcast. But you could be listening to the show doing whatever it is that you're doing. Working out, making breakfast, lunch, and dinner, sitting up in the beach. The 3,000 illegal aliens who are on your way here because you want to get into the country before Trump becomes president. Not realizing that once he is president, he's going to deport you anyway. But you want to take the risk, just, being here and seeing what happens. You can be listening to the show. Or you live in Chicago or New York or California, and you're getting free hotels, free phones, free food, free everything, money, free debit card. You can be listening to the show by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605 615 4131. That's 605 615 4131. And to donate, and we got to get to the super chat from yesterday as well. To donate and have your comments read out loud, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JLPtalk, buymeacoffee.com/JLPtalk, or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Manhood Hour is coming up in the third hour every Wednesday. Third hour is Manhood Hour. We take all calls, but it's Manhood Hour. So some of you know that Kamala Harris is the so-called running person for president representing the Democratic Party, right? You've heard about that. This black female, right? And she is a mess. Liberal to the core. I mean, abortion all the way. Government programs all the way. Believe that racism exists all the way. Or at least she's pretending to believe that racism exists because she's married to a white man. What the? But, and because, again, the battle we all deal with within ourselves and outside inside of others, it's a spiritual battle. It's a warfare between good and evil, right? But because she doesn't have a chance to win, they are now coming out with this thing called racism, sexism, and all type of ism. And they're already saying in liberal media and different places that Watch how they're going to be racist toward her. Watch how they're going to be sexist toward her. Watch how they're using all that. And they're even using this thing that if black people don't vote for Kamala Harris, then somehow or another they ain't black enough. Or they're supposed to support a black woman. Some guy tweeted out something like, I don't have the exact tweet, that black people should be supporting this woman. Help Kamala Harris support her dream. A black woman support her dream. When did I become responsible for your dreams? When did I become responsible for your dreams? Dreams are dumb anyway. What the? And so he's trying to say, I mean, I thought I heard all, but apparently not. That because you're black, and this stupid black female, Kamala Harris, has a dream of being president, you somehow are not supposed to support her in her dreams. Dreams are nightmares. They change all the time. But even if she is black, I'm not responsible for her dreams. What the? But because you're black, you are. This is another reason, not the only reason, but another reason you have to overcome color. If you want to be free in life, period, you have to overcome everything. Everything. And you have to overcome color because they'll play on you with color. They tell you that if you don't support the Democratic Party, you are not a man or woman of color. Or you are not whatever, right? And if you're into your color thing, you'll fall for it. You'll believe it. Wake up, folks. Wake up. If not now, when? Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. The world gone crazy. Happy White History Month, by the way. July is White History Month. July just feels white. Happy White History Month. It's interesting in that you could be free or you could be enslaved. And most people, whether by choice or not, have chosen slavery over freedom. And that's another reason why my country, America, is a slave, a socialist, communist country now, because most people have chosen slavery in their own personal life, and they love to be enslaved. They're not able to stand alone. I doubt if you can find 10 people in America, 10, of all the races put together, you had everybody here together. I doubt if you can find 10 people who are truly willing to stand alone. I really, really doubt it. It wasn't always that way. It wasn't always that way. But it is truly that way today. And as a result, somebody can tell you that if you don't vote a certain kind of way, you ain't black enough. If you don't vote a certain kind of way, you ain't helping her with her dreams. And you'll believe it. Someone can literally tell you that racism exists, white supremacy exists, anti-Semitism exists, Allah ism exists, homophobism exists, deadbeatism exists, and you'll believe it. You just believe it. And once you believe a lie, it's hard to believe the truth again. And I want you to watch, because the Democrats don't have anything to run on, They have not done anything, zero, good for America since having control in the White House. They have not, they took away jobs by stop drilling. They took away opportunities by leaving the borders wide open. As a matter of fact, they got rid of the wall that Donald Trump was building, and they left the part that was not finished open so illegals can come in and take away the few opportunities that were left as a result of the Democrats doing nothing. We are more divided today, started with Barack Obama, by the way, than any other time in history. Abortion is on the rise. The money they have been giving to Ukraine instead of putting it into America. Prices through the roof. Gas prices through the roof. The airplanes can't hardly fly. Everything bad. So the Democrats have nothing to run on. So all that you're going to see from them and hear is attacks. And they're going to come up with some crazy stuff because the Democrats are desperate. And a desperate man or woman, a desperate female or male, is a dangerous person. Dangerous. They would do whatever it takes to anyone to get what they want because they're desperate. And anyone that has fear, any human being that has fear is a desperate human being. A desperate human being. A dangerous human being. Christ said, do not trust an angry person. Don't trust an angry person. An angry person is an evil person, is a murderer. And there's no limit to what they would do. And Lord, know that that is true. Look around you. Look at your own life. Look at your family life. Look at your so-called friendship life. Look at your employee life. You'll see. So you're going to hear a whole lot of race baiting and all kinds of lies about not supporting this woman because she's a woman, a first-timer. They go to wear the first-time thing out. Don't fall for it, folks. Do not fall for it. You got to become an independent, free thinker. This female, Joy Reid. Joy Reid race baiting black voters. Race bait them. When all else failed, race bait. Why do you think the blacks been crying racism and using that fake word for years now? They think it's working for them. They think they're getting something. They get material things from it, but they're still not happy. Joy Reid is a nasty woman, a nasty female, nasty female, just plain old nasty, wicked. You can see it in her eyes, wicked to the core. I want you to watch how wicked she is. I'm about to play this soundbite of her race baiting the blacks. And just look at her eye. You're not going to see anything but the devil. Nothing but the devil. Race baiting. You're going to hear a lot of this unless the Democrats switch up and put another person there, and still they're going to use weird stuff. But you're going to see a lot of this between now and November. The Democrats are desperate. They're evil. They're scared. They have fear that they will lose. Look what they did to Joe Biden. They got rid of Joe. And they don't necessarily like Kamala Harris. She's not the first choice. But I want you to watch the race baiting, which is evil, from MSNBC so-called host. This is from X. MSNBC host Joy Reid made a wild claim about black voters deciding not to vote for Kamala Harris in the quote-unquote presidential election. Watch this.
Given the just stratospheric entrance of Vice President Kamala Harris into the presidential campaign, and she has now secured enough delegates to become the nominee, you're going to look real crazy being on the other side of that line.
You look crazy,
particularly as a person of color, but really as anyone who claims to have any connection to the culture. You're going to look real weird and real lonely on that side. You really are going to look crazy being on that side, given the cultural phenomenon of Vice President Kamala Debbie Harris. She's about to make history. She's about to become the first woman president.
What an even nasty one, huh? She crawled out of the gates of hell to tell you that. It's a spiritual battle. You should vote however you want to vote. It got nothing to do with color. You should vote however you want to vote. And this stupid female, I have no idea what she's talking about. Really. Joy Reid is not going to pay your bills when you go to the gas pump. Is she going to be there to pay for your high gas? Will she be there? When you go to the market to buy food, is Joy Reid going to be there to pay the bill at the cashier checkout counter? When you go to look for a job because the Democrats have brought in all the illegals and now you can't find a job, will Joy Reid give you a job? She is a nasty one. Do what you want, but you better be trying to think for yourself. When, if not now, will you think for yourself? When did you stop thinking for yourself, or have you always been a follower and not thought and thought for yourself? You didn't think for yourself. Have you always been a follower? What happened to the good old days when your parents taught you, you better stop following that person. You better think for yourself before I knock you out? You come home crying because somebody had a fight with you at school. I'm gonna beat you myself. In the good old days when boys were boys and men were men, the parents taught you to be independent. Don't be a crybaby. The word bully wasn't around that I was aware of. But if you had a fight at school or someone quote-unquote bullied you at school, you better stand up and defend yourself. Or when you get home, you're going to get a whooping. Up there crying like a baby, especially if you're a boy. That's gone now. They say, oh, punish the bully. You poor baby. He bullied you. Oh, come to mama. Mama got you. You can't have somebody try to bully you. So, and because the parents nowadays don't raise their children up in the right way to go, to be independent thinkers, to defend yourself, to stand up for yourself, men and women are weak. Beta males, mama's boys and girls. But you can overcome it if you take control of you, you can overcome it. It's up to you. 888. So listen, get ready. This election season going to be a bumpy ride. And all they can do, and they will do it back to back, is attack Donald Trump in a personal way because they have nothing else to say. This is what we have done to make America great again. Nothing. Zero. They have done nothing. And they didn't know that this day was coming, that Donald Trump would be running again, and the people would be fed up with them and support Donald Trump. They didn't know. They thought that you weren't paying attention. (888-7753). So it's gonna get rough. You're gonna hear a whole lot of race talk and misogynist talk, all kind of mess like that. All these words they made up. Don't fall for them. Let me go to Jim out of Virginia. Jim, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I called in yesterday and I said, was talking about the Bible, and you said to call back, and I had just mentioned that I know you're counseling people, and I just felt like reading the Bible is a good idea.
And what's good about it?
Oh, well, I think I said yesterday, I believe it's the actual words of God, recorded by the prophets. So, anytime you're getting it now, they also need to listen to you because, and I know you get your ideas from the Bible, at least from what I can tell and what I've heard listening to you. But I believe that the Bible is the actual words of God. And when I read it, it is from God's mouth to my ear. And I believe there's a benefit to that. And like I say, everything that I've heard you teach and talk about, maybe not, specific verses, but it all does seem to come from the Bible, which I like, and which is why I listen to you, because a lot of preachers and religious folks, it's not based on the Bible, it's based on what they were taught. So they were taught, and then they teach others, and they always claim that it comes from the Bible. But like I say, I don't really see that when I listen to them, but with you, I do see that. But obviously, you're talking to a lot of people that have a lot of problems, and I just feel like the Bible is... Yesterday, I used the word magic, which I don't like the word magic because obviously that's, geared towards the dark arts, the dark side. So I came up with a better word. I believe the Bible is supernatural. I believe that there's a benefit to it. And I've been reading it for years, and I believe it's benefited me. I'm sure, actually, that it's benefited me.
So let me ask, and you're right, there's nothing wrong with reading the Bible. I want to make that clear. And there's nothing wrong with reading, but you shouldn't read it to remember. I remember you from yesterday, and I'm glad you called back today, Jim. Okay. I asked you yesterday, you've been reading the Bible for a long time, and you still read it. Do you have perfect peace?
Well, you did ask me that question, and I wouldn't say perfect peace, but I am very peaceful, and I'm very blessed. I mean, I just can't deny it, and I don't take credit for my blessings. And
do you have perfect peace?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm about as close as you can get. I mean, I just wouldn't say, I wouldn't describe it as, perfect peace, but, I gotta, just like you, I gotta make a living and get through it all. And some, there's just different things and that can happen that, worry you or just a little bit or whatever. So I wouldn't say perfect peace. Like, I'm not like the guys that cross their legs and do the lotus position and they just meditate for hours. I haven't got that much peace, but yeah, I have a lot of peace. I will say that.
And so do you have perfect peace?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know. I wouldn't want to. Well, let me just put it this way. You know, if you watch me all day long, you might see me do some things that would indicate that maybe I don't have perfect peace, but I have a lot of peace. I definitely, you know, can't complain about where I'm at or anything like that. I don't have any hostility towards people in general. And I mean, I know you talk about forgiveness, and that's one way that you do get to peace. And that's a major theme in the Bible, is that you've got to forgive, or you're not going to have peace. So I've practiced forgiving people for years, and that can actually be, as you know, one of the hardest things to do, is to forgive people, and easier to forgive some than others.
And so, do you have perfect peace?
Well, maybe I do, and I just don't know it.
And do you have perfect peace?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe I do, and I just don't know it. But I think if you watch me, you would say, you know, there's times when you get upset or whatever. Do you feel that you have perfect peace?
Do you have perfect peace, Jim?
I don't really know exactly what you mean. I guess it would, you know, depend on how I define peace. Would you say you have perfect peace?
Do you have perfect peace, Jim?
I guess I do, maybe.
So it sounds like you think that you may or may not have perfect peace, but you don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Can you have perfect peace and not know it?
I guess you would know it if you had perfect peace.
And so you don't know if you have perfect peace or not?
Well, that depends on your definition of peace. I mean, it's kind of a vague
Jim, hold
question.
on, buddy. Hold on. Let me take a quick break. Smoke on it while I take a quick break. A quick break. 888-7753-773. Back in a moment.
I love eating bugs. I also live in a pod and know nothing. I'm an anti-racist and I'm a...
Beta, 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 beta.
Toughen up, Soy Jack. Get your protein from a non-liberal source. Try apple jerky. Amazing.
Wow. It really is. Amazing!
Amazing. Amazing.
Amazing. Go to bigclubusa.com to order Alpha Jerky now. Become a man. Become Alpha.
Okay, 888-7753-773. We're going to get to your super chats here in a minute as well. Check out our merch. July just feels white. Amazing shirt, huh? Go to rebuildingtheman.com/store. You get your July Feel White shirt, amongst a whole bunch of other stuff, mugs and T-shirts and the amazing Tar Baby and all kinds of stuff there. It's so amazing. Big Mama Michelle, Big Mama. And books. My books are amazing. From Rage to Responsibility, the first book, and then the antidote. Scam. How the black leadership exploits Black America, and then the 7 guaranteed steps to spiritual, family, and financial success guide. That's not it, but it's a little small pocket guide that I made. There it is. You can carry it around with you. If you do the 7 steps, you can't fail. If you don't do them, you won't win. Whatever. And if you want to start a business or you have a job and you want to enhance your job or whatever. And then the antidote, healing America from the poison of hate, blame, and victimhood. All right? And I'll sign the books to whomever you like. I sign them all, but you got to go to rebuildingtheman.com/store to order them and the merch. Rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND. 800-411-2663. All right? Let me go quickly back to Jim. Hey, Jim from Virginia.
Yes, sir.
And so are you saying that you can may have perfect peace, but you don't know you have it?
Well, I thought about it on the break, and no, I do not have perfect peace.
And do you ever question yourself, you know what, I've been reading the Bible for a long time over and over. I believe in God, you say, and this and that about God. Why don't
Jesus.
Why don't I have perfect peace? Do you ever question that?
Well, I believe, I don't know that you can just go from, being not, I think it's a journey. I don't think that anybody has what I would describe as perfect peace, unless, like I said, you see these guys doing the meditation, but I don't know how they make a living. They're just sitting there all day meditating.
Have you ever questioned, because Christ said that he came that you might have perfect peace, so that you can have perfect peace. Have you ever questioned yourself? Well, I believe in God, I pray, I read the Bible, I do this and that, but I don't have perfect peace. Do you ever question that?
Well, not really, because like I say, I have so much peace that I don't, and so many blessings that I don't really feel like I don't have peace to the extent that I would really question that. But I guess it's a good question. Yeah.
Would you rather have so much peace or full peace?
Well, I would say I'm traveling in the direction of more and more and more peaceful. From 20 years ago, I can handle situations a lot better than I could, and I think in 20 more years, if I live that long, I will be able to handle it even better than I do today.
Would you rather have some peace or perfect peace?
Well, I think, of course, I would rather have perfect peace.
And why haven't you all these years, I don't know how old you are, but why haven't you questioned that you don't have it, and why not? Why haven't you questioned it to yourself?
Well, like I say, because I'm so peaceful and so blessed that I just don't really feel like, I don't feel like there's a problem to where I would question myself about that. Now,
and so you're satisfied with the little piece?
Well, no. Like I say, it's an ongoing journey.
Where you get that from? That it's an ongoing journey. Where you get that from?
Well, just experience. Like I say, if 20 years ago, if certain things that happened to me,
did Christ say it's an ongoing journey?
That's a good question. I couldn't answer that right now.
So where did you get the idea that it's an ongoing journey?
Well, I think even Paul said in the Bible that he has to, pay attention so that in the end, he's not a castaway. So I don't subscribe to the view that you are like, I've heard other people say it, and I've also seen that the results of it, that I don't say I'm saved now. I say if I finish the course and stick with Jesus and God, I think I will be saved. I fully 100% believe that. Like if I drop dead today, I think I would be saved, but I don't just assume that, that's going to be the case. But so I have to, it takes effort. It takes, you yourself are teaching.
What type of effort?
Just staying in the faith, reading the Bible, listening to people like you, learning from people like you, learning more about, like anger. You dwell on anger a lot, which is outstanding because I know that I am what could be considered, but like I say, I've gotten a lot better, but I could be considered a person that has a hot temper. Now, and that's only with people that are really trying very intentionally to aggravate me. And then, but I know that is there. So I have to control, like you say, control your anger.
I don't say you can't. Yeah, you can't control anger. Anger is an evil spirit. You have to overcome evil.
Well,
why haven't you overcome your anger?
I would say I have.
But you just said you could be made to be angry.
Well, you would have to really try. I mean,
if you didn't have it, how can anyone make you angry if you don't have that spirit in you?
Well, they can probably make you angry. Now, I don't know if you have that perfect peace and there's not anything under the sun that I could, or not me, but any person could do to you that would make you angry.
But how could anyone make you angry if you don't have the angry spirit inside you?
Well, that's a good question. And I would say that, like I say, through listening to you and reading the Bible and praying, that is unlikely that somebody would make me angry. I just don't want to say that it can't happen because like if somebody came up and...
But you said you get angry at times, right?
Well, it's very rare, but I'll give you an example. If somebody walked up to me, let's say I was out getting lunch at McDonald's and somebody just walked up and threw a cup of Pepsi on me because I was wearing a support Trump or MAGA hat, it would probably make me angry, but then again, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe I've gotten to that point where even that wouldn't, and maybe it wouldn't make me angry. But
Jim,
I do. It's a good point that you make. That if you don't have that spirit, then you probably just won't become very angry.
So you do get angry at times?
It's pretty rare compared to 20 years ago.
Do you get angry at times?
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think when maybe the last time I got angry was. I don't know. Maybe I have overcome that spirit or gotten rid of that spirit.
Do you get angry at times?
I can't really think of a time that I was really angry. I mean, I could be hurt, I can be frustrated, as far as angry.
But anger and hurt, frustrated and hurt is anger. What the? Jim,
well, that's true too.
Yeah, Jim, I got to run. Amazing call. Thank you for calling back and call me again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Amazing call.
All right.
Okay. 888-775-3773. Let me go to Nebraska and talk to first-time caller Debra. Debra, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How are you today?
All is well, Debra. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome, and it's a blessing to talk to you. So I'm going to try to keep it simple because I know you're always pressed for time. But my question is, now just a real quick synopsis. I'm a 58-year-old female, And I used to believe in all of that transgender, gay, and all that stuff back in the day. And I'm coming out of that. And I realized that my mom and dad, I had to forgive them. Wow, I'm going to get teary-eyed. So I have done that. And what I'm struggling with now, Jesse, is the spiritual aspect of everything. So my mom and my grandma were very wicked people, and my dad was a very weak man. He is dead now. My mom is still alive, and I have forgiven her. But I just realized here recently that I had resentment for my dad, like you were saying, and I just realized it here in the last week or so. And I've not. I feel like I became him as an individual. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
And so this week, I have just realized that. Sorry about I didn't realize I was going to be so emotional.
No, just be yourself. Let it happen. Let it pass.
So anyway, so I'm struggling with the spiritual warfare stuff where God has taken away some of my emotions, but obviously not all. And so when it's a spiritual warfare between good and evil, basically, or anger and resentment versus good. But when you start transforming like I feel I am, the masculine part of an individual, they become more stronger in that area, and then everything else seems to be on the other end. It seems to be silly. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And I guess I'm feeling a little better now. That I needed to talk to you today for sure. But yeah, so to go forward with that, I guess I'm just kind of lost. I'm just kind of like right here, right now, and I just go with it, I guess. Jesse?
What's your question for me?
So, yeah, the question was originally, so when you become stronger in the Lord or Christ and the Father within you, I guess I have none now. I guess I don't have a question now.
What?
Yeah. I think talking about it, because there's no one around me that understands quite like you do. You know what I mean?
I do.
So yeah. And you feel alone.
And you are, and that's beautiful.
It is?
Yep.
And then when people come into your life, you're just kind of like going through this transformation. You're just kind of listening to them and not, 6 months ago when I started really going through this transformation, then it was hard for me, and I was like, oh man, they're nuts and all that. That used to be me. You know what I mean?
I do.
But yeah, no, I'm 58 years old, never been married, and I was in an 18-year long lesbian relationship, and I have come out of it, and I just thank you for what you're doing. And I'm going to call you again. You've helped me already today.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You went and forgave your mother, right?
Yes.
And what did she say when you went and forgave her?
So, she was very receptive. She doesn't quite understand everything. She was receptive to the fact that she was open and honest with me about what she has done in her past with my father, and how she used him to get out of a situation.
Yeah.
She admits it.
Nice. And
yeah.
Why do you resent your father?
I resented him now. I just realized it because when my mom was she was mean. And he didn't know how to handle it. He didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And he would get angry. And eventually after 15 years, obviously, she got rid of him. And then he just kind of went into a funk and then I felt sorry for him. And so then I'd go over there and try to help him. And that's why I know now that I ended up. Does that make sense?
100%. And now that you know that, you start to see it. And though he is dead, just realize he could not help himself. And realizing that would cause you to forgive him. The Spirit of God will cause you to forgive him because he's dead now. You can't go to him. But knowing that just as you can help yourself, your mother can help herself, he can help himself, and that will cause you to forgive him.
Yeah, and when I've realized it this week, and when you just said that, I feel him in me. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I just realized it.
Yes. And so all you need to do is realize it. Don't do anything else about it. Don't try to get rid of it. Don't try to make yourself feel better or feel worse. It's enough to see it, and seeing it, just watch it, and seeing it would take it. The Spirit of God would take it away from you. Don't you try to change it at all. We cannot change ourselves at all, but when we can see what's going on within ourselves, God, who allows us to see it, he will also take it away from you.
Thank you so much, Jesse, and I will call you again, and I'm glad that I called because I hope your listeners know and understand, that this liberal, well, I don't even want to label it, but
that's
whatever,
right.
You get sucked into that, and you honestly, thank you so much, dear.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
I am. I'm more and more understanding what it is. I mean, at first, but I'm more and more understanding, and I'm having more and more peace when I am doing it.
Stay with it. Stay with it, because the more you become aware, the more you become present, rather than living in your head, thinking about the past or the future or what happened or didn't happen or what's going to happen. You want to stay out of there. That's darkness. You want to stay present. Right? You want to always be right here, right now, instead of in the past. And you're going to be fine. You're going to see that your whole life will just naturally open up for you. It's going to be amazing.
Great. Thank you so much, Jesse. I'll be calling you again, and God bless.
You too, Debra. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Amazing. 888-7753. 773 888-77 Jesse. What?
I asked the AI to generate an image of perfect peace, and this is what it came up with. A man meditating with, I guess, his wife in the background yelling. Anyways.
That's funny. That's amazing. Super chat. Super.
Lori bought a coffee. Biblical question answer. What?
I can't hear you. Hold on.
Oh. Testing. I can hear me. Can you hear me?
No, it's not coming through my. I hear you over there.
But not over here.
But I need you over here.
It looks like it's on separate channels. Huh? Anyway. Biblical question answer. Press 1 if you hear me in the.
I'll take my headset off. Because I can hear you, but not inside my headset.
Okay. Lori bought our coffee saying biblical question answer.
Have you ever seen God?
Nope. Never physically seen God. But he sure did reveal himself to me and open my spiritual eyes. God cured me of my amnesia about a year ago.
Amazing. Thank you for responding to the biblical question. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. Thank you.
Isaiah donated on Cash App, gave a little tip on Cash App. Thank you, Isaiah. Sweet. Very kind.
Thank you.
Not
Appreciate it.
It wasn't that little of a tip, but thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Someone bought 3 coffees. I want a hot girlfriend. What should I do?
Not want that. Thank you.
Thank you, someone, for your 3 coffees. Superman's daddy bought a coffee. Morning, men. Jesse, can we get you back on the streets doing interviews with the people sometime soon? Those videos were amazing.
Absolutely. We've been discussing that, so absolutely.
Also, we love Hake and the Anchor Baby, but Joel Friday TV, he black, has been on fire the past few weeks. Keep up the great work, man.
Nice. Joel Friday is back today. He's feeling better, so he'll be here at 11 a.m. right after the Hake report.
That's right.
Hake is from 9 to 11, and Joel Friday is from 11 to 12, and then the American Anchor Baby at 12. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Superman's daddy. Someone bought 150 more coffees. Very generous.
Thank you.
I'm having an issue donating on the platform. Hence, I am helping out here for the summer.
Well, thank you. We're going to have to get that resolved.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he means.
There should not be an issue. Donate on the platform. What the?
Nick LeBoy donated a Rumble rant. Biblical questions.
Have
you ever seen God? What? Yeah, so
because I'm not hearing you. Have you ever seen God?
I have not seen God, but I see Satan every day because I'm married to her. Joking. My answer is no, but I see his works in my life as I seek him and his order.
Amazing. Thank you for responding. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. Amazing. Thank you. And thank you for your support as well.
It's me, Xenia. Can you believe they made July Disability Pride Month? Don't they know it's White History Month? Strong arm, Christian cross, American flag.
If they don't, be sure to remind them July will always be White History Month. July just feels white. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, he clapped. He did the
clap.
Oh,
he did do it? I couldn't hear.
Yeah. All right, going to break.
I don't hear you on your mic at all.
We'll get it fixed.
I hear you over there, but I don't hear you over here. What you doing over there when we need you over here? I don't hear the music or anything.
Because a commercial came on and you were singing over it, so he muted it for you so you could keep on singing. Instead of playing the commercial. But it's time for break. I'm going to do Hake News now.
Oh, we're in the middle of the commercial. Back in a moment. 2 more hours to go. What the? Damn. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They're using them. And blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America. From the poison of hate, blame, and victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. This is the end of hour 1 already of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Wednesday, July 24th, 2024 AD. Stay tuned for hour 2. JLP will be right back to your calls, guys. There is one line open. No, actually, there is no lines open. I lied to you. I'm looking at it. The lines are full. There are no lines open. But it is Hake News, not fake news. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, reports that crooked Joe Biden, he's going to deliver a rare Oval Office speech at 8 p.m. Eastern time today. That's 5 Pacific, on his decision to drop out of the 2024 race. He can't keep up. It will be the first time the country hears from this so-called president extensively since his abrupt decision to exit the presidential race on Sunday. It was totally his decision. He made it on his own, no pressure from anybody else. He is not subject to pressure at all. Just kidding. Biden has been isolating at his home in Delaware since testing positive for the China virus about a week ago. Testing negative on Tuesday, that's yesterday, according to his physician. Is that physician the Irishman, that Irish guy? I think it sounded like an Irish name anyway. Expected to return to the black on the inside White House, making it even blacker on the inside later in the day. Meanwhile, the so-called vice president cackling Kamala Harris in the first rally of her 2024 presidential campaign. Oh, Lord, she held a rally? told supporters in Wisconsin Tuesday that she will spend the coming weeks continuing to unite our party ahead of the Democrat National Convention, which happens in August next month. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle resigned on Tuesday. You probably heard about that. Amid scrutiny of security lapses, she got cussed at by female Republicans, or at least one, related to the recent assassination attempt of our greatest president, Donald J. Trump. She acknowledged that on July 13th, the day of the shooting at Trump's Pennsylvania rally a couple Saturdays ago, the agency fell short of its mission, you think? To protect our nation's leaders. There had been a bipartisan calls in Congress, by the way, for Cheadle's resignation. Scapegoat, huh? And a push by some Republicans to impeach her. Lawmakers were particularly incensed, meaning angry, after her appearance in front of the House Oversight Committee Monday, in which she was unwilling to answer many of the committee's questions. An extensive investigation is underway as authorities try to piece together details to uncover the shooter's motive. The the murder, because he murdered somebody. Nepal, there was a plane crash. At least 18 people killed after a small plane skidded off the runway. What a mess. In Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, today, per local officials. The pilot's been hospitalized. He's the sole survivor of the Surya Airlines crash. All of the passengers on board, 18 Nepalis and a Yemeni citizen, were employees of the carrier, according to police. Aircraft crashed during takeoff from Kathmandu to the city of Pokhara, and was en route for technical maintenance, so said an airline spokesman. The crash once again highlights the dangers of air travel in Nepal, a country often referred to as one of the riskiest places to fly due to multiple factors, including its mountainous terrain. And Russian troops. Russia is offering Moscow residents a record $22,000 to fight as President Vladimir Putin scrambles to boost his troop numbers. Wow. The one-time signing bonus comes as Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine grinds away in its third year. Russia's casualty figures remain shrouded in secrecy, but estimates say the death toll among troops is high. More than 70,000 soldiers likely killed or wounded in May and June alone. May and June alone, just 2 months, 70,000. That's what the UK defense minister said. Estimated Russia lost around 87% of active duty ground troops that they had prior to launching their invasion of Ukraine, and 2/3 of their pre-invasion tanks. So said a source familiar with declassified U.S. intelligence assessment, told Commie Nonsense back in December. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. Manhood Hour is coming up in the third hour. Manhood Hour. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53773. That's 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question for today, and it's a doozy, the biblical question, have you ever seen God? Have you ever seen God? That is an amazing question. Have you ever seen God? You can watch the show while you're running about today and every day. You can podcast, but you could be watching it while you're doing whatever it is you're doing. On your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line on Talk Stream Live at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. Isn't that amazing? Yes, Jesse, that is amazing. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com. Buymeacoffee.com/JLPtalk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLPtalk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Amazing. I want to, I haven't spoken to you about the crime lately in my country, but especially in California. It is out of control in California. I went to the market, I mentioned yesterday, I think. I went to a store. I had to stop by a store. And they had rows and rows of shelves that had nothing on them. They were empty. I'm like, where's the product? And they said, well, the people come in every day and they just take them. One guy told me at one of the stores that people pull up in their cars and they come in and they take the amount that they can take by law, which is almost, I think he said $900 to $1,000. $900 to $1,000 you can take. And then so they go out, they come in, they go into the store, they take that, and then they go and put it in the car, they come back and take up to that amount again. And then they leave. Isn't that amazing? And they can't do anything about it at the store. The owner doesn't want them to do it. They're afraid of getting sued or something, or being called racist. Isn't that amazing? And so it's bad. And it's going to get worse because the inmates are running the insane asylum. It's going to get worse. And it's going to get worse, too, because the blacks, not all, but most, the blacks have been taught that white people are their problem and that they should hate white people. And they do. They're angry at white people for no reason at all. Zero reason. There's no reason at all they should be angry at one white person. But they are. They're blaming them. It's a false anger because the anger is not coming from the whites, it's coming from their mothers and grandmothers. And they're yearning for their fathers, but they've been told it's racism. It's slavery. It's Jim Crow. It's systemic racism. It's white supremacy. And so the attack upon white people because they won't speak up and say, no, it's not true, is going to only get worse and not better. Anger is evil. Anyone that has anger is evil. I don't care who it is, what relationship they have with you. If they have anger, they're evil. That's why salvation is of the heart. You must be born of the heart. You must, be born of the heart. Isn't that amazing? And in my country today, well, I don't know what they're doing in the other country, what they're doing over there, but I know what they're doing over here. They're telling you anger is good. They're telling you that Jesus was angry. Isn't that amazing? So they're pushing evil and calling it good. Woe upon the man, unto the man or the woman who call good evil and evil good. And so all thing I can do now is warn white people, watch your backs. When you're out and about, make sure you see who is around you, just keep your eyes open. An 80-year-old man was ran over by ATV for a Trump sign. An 80-year-old man was ran over by ATV for a Trump sign. An ATV is one of those scooter things, right, Jace? A bicycle?
No.
What's an ATV?
ATV, I think that's that four-wheel little like a motorcycle, but it has four wheels.
All-terrain vehicle.
Yeah. All-terrain vehicle.
It has four wheels, you say?
Yeah.
But
it's a motor. It's a big motorized thing. It's pretty heavy.
It doesn't go on the sidewalk.
No, it's not supposed to. It's not even street legal. This is an ATV.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, okay. I got you.
People would take them in the desert and ride around in them.
Nice. Well, an 80-year-old man was ran over by an ATV for a Trump sign. This is from TV6. On Sunday in Hancock, Michigan, police responded to 3 incidents of destruction. One being a hit and run that appeared to be politically motivated. According to Police Chief Tammy Sleeman, an 80-year-old man was struck by an ATV driver after retrieving his Trump support sign the driver had removed from his yard. Isn't that amazing? So here's an update on the suspect. The driver has been identified as a 22-year-old man who was found dead the next day by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Watch this.
The Hancock Police Department is asking the community to help identify a suspect in a string of incidents in the city yesterday. The incidents are 2 vehicle vandalizations and a hit and run. All 3 are suspected to be politically motivated. In all 3, the suspect was driving an ATV four-wheeler. The hit and run was at a residence on Anthony Street at roughly 5:45 in the afternoon. An 80-year-old resident was setting up a Donald Trump support signs in his yard. According to the police, the driver had pulled out the signs, and when the resident tried to put them back, the driver came back into the yard and ran the resident over. The resident is now at Portage Health in critical condition.
Amazing. They didn't mention that the driver committed suicide, right? Oh. So that was the update on the story, but they didn't mention that the driver has been identified as a 22-year-old man who was found dead.
Yeah, that was an update after that clip came out.
Oh, okay. Amazing. That's evil, folks. That's what you've been taught. Your mama taught you that. Your daddy taught you that. And the world teaches you that, including the church. And they said, oh, Jesus was angry. You know the devil played a game on you. If you believe that. And it's only going to get worse. And for crime, y'all think, and it's bad in New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Detroit. It's bad in LA now. And LA is such a beautiful, above the junk now, above the homelessness, and above the drugs, and above the hating. It's a beautiful place. The weather's nice. It's like paradise up there, but not down here anymore. And it's a mess, folks. And I haven't mentioned the crime lately in L.A. I've been busy with other stuff. And we got a stupid female black mayor, and she ain't worth a dime. Zero. She ain't worth the horse she rode in on. I want to give you just a little bit of rundown on the crime in L.A. South Central. Crime in Beverly Hills and back. This is from KTLA, July 17th. July 17th. White History Month now, and they committed crime. Who commit crimes during White History Month? Does that make any sense? July 17th. 3 suspects allegedly committed armed robbery in Beverly Hills. 2 were caught in South Central L.A. The third had his girlfriend pick him up. Come on here picking me up. I'm committing a crime. Isn't that amazing? This is from ABC 7. Robbery suspect live stream chase through L.A. as he flees with baby in the car. Watch this from ABC 7. Once stopped, he exited the car with the baby in his hand. With the baby in his hands. Watch this.
On Slauson Avenue over the median, desperate to get around these busy intersections. He's going right into oncoming lanes of traffic.
A wild and reckless pursuit with a baby on board. The speeding driver fleeing deputies at extreme speeds, putting so many others at risk.
Going the wrong way. Oh no! Look at this. He is gunning it, going the wrong direction on Jefferson Boulevard. Look at all of the traffic there is here. He is having to navigate traffic going in both directions, zigzagging across the median here.
The driver also live streaming the pursuit from behind the wheel.
I'm not gonna kill y'all, I promise. Bro, just let us out the car.
As a woman who says she's the infant's mother pleads for him to pull over and surrender.
Pull over and put your hands up. They gonna kill me, cuz. Yeah, you gotta pull over and put your hands up, bro. My baby's in the car, bro. Bro, just pull over and put your hands
You're
up.
black.
Bro. My baby is in the car.
The driver eventually turning down a dead-end street where he tries to back up, but the car is quickly penned in by sheriff's cruisers as several deputies are seen rushing forward with guns drawn, taking aim right at the car. Moments later, the driver opens his door, and that's when we can clearly see the tiny infant in his lap.
We'll see here. We'll have a really clear view here in a second. That appears to be a small infant in his arms.
The baby appearing to be unharmed after being taken along during this wild and dangerous drive.
Amazing. What did they do in L.A.? They defund the police. That's so smart, huh? Kamala Harris, remember her? That female that's running for so-called president. She was for defunding the police, remember? And she also bailed out some of those Black Lives Matter people. She was for that too, help with that. And she wanted to be the president of my country. So you saw the guy with the baby running. And Lord have mercy. Instead of the police being the police, a female police officer, motherly instincts kicked in. We don't need you to be the mama at work as a police lady. We need you to be the police. We're sick of mamas. Watch this.
That live stream alerting deputies to the fact that there was an infant in the vehicle, and they say that took their pursuit to level 10.
Oh, no, I'm not relaxing when you got my baby in the car and they got guns pointed to the car and they about to hit the car, bro. You're not thinking about your baby right now. You finna get our baby too.
A desperate plea to escape as a suspect live streams a dangerous pursuit with his 2-month-old baby and the child's mother in the backseat.
Hey, you gotta pull over and put your hands up, bro. My baby's in the car, bro.
The video now part of the investigation into the heart-pounding pursuit.
Right through the red light, around traffic.
That ended with deputies rescuing the baby girl.
My concern was the baby. She was crying, and I just wanted to comfort her.
Beta.
My motherly instincts kicked in.
See that? Her motherly instinct kicked in at work. Once a mama, always a mama. And you still want women to be police? Her motherly instinct kicked in. That baby look mighty white. Is that a white baby?
Yeah. I don't know.
Is that a white baby?
Hispanic, maybe? Half Hispanic?
It must. It ain't black. Unless it's a light-skinned black. It didn't look like no black baby to me. He mighty black and that baby mighty white. It sounded like a black girl in the car, though.
She definitely had that black way of speaking. She definitely grew up around the blacks, at least.
I was, so it could have been a Hispanic or white girl talking black. Yeah, but let me out of the car. You gonna get the baby? Let me out. You better let me out of the car.
Davon.
Yeah. I was talking to a couple of people yesterday, and one of the guys, maybe two of them, but one was a white guy and one was a Jewish guy, and they said that it's hard to find a white girl now. I'm like, why? Because they into the black guys. They love black guys. They into the, everywhere I go, the white girls and the Jewish girls, they into the black guys. It's amazing. Did you know that?
I'd heard things like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
They're pushing that.
They want to mama the black guys. But anyway, and so you heard the police say her mama instinct kicked in. She wouldn't think about all the problems. She was ready to be a mama. At work. The police. And it all started with an armed robbery in Beverly Hills. Watch this.
It all began when authorities tried to stop a robbery suspect in Exposition Park. He was one of 3 men being pursued after a robbery in Beverly Hills. They bailed out of their car. 2 were arrested. The third, investigators say, carjacked his child's mother and continued the pursuit, adding in the live stream.
It's our baby, bro. You gotta stop, bro.
Not only is this guy driving like a madman, not only does he have his 2-month-old daughter in the car and his child's mother, but he's also taking the time to get on his phone and live stream the whole thing.
The suspect weaving in and out of traffic, zigzagging his way across the city.
Over the median, desperate to get around these busy intersections.
The driver finally trapped by a dead end. Sheriff's deputies surrounding the car, guns drawn, everyone on edge, knowing the infant was in the car and at risk.
Oftentimes in situations like these, the bad guys use the baby as a shield. And it's a great moment of cowardice that when you witness it, it pumps the brakes on everything. As a father, you just can't put yourself in that position as a good father. So when you see a father do that to their child, it strikes a chord in you that you want to make sure that you do everything in your power to bring this guy to justice.
The dangerous driver finally given up, taken into custody. His baby girl rescued unharmed. And that little girl ultimately reunited with her mother, who was not arrested. That driver now facing a long list of charges.
Amazing. And the mama instinct kicked in. What a mess. I remember, and then I'm going to get to your calls and super chats. I remember there was a time when California was California, when L.A. was L.A., you could not go up in Beverly Hills and commit a crime. You could not do that. And the so-called leadership, the black leadership, would get upset because the police force was tough in Beverly Hills. And if you just drove through Beverly Hills, they're going to follow you up and down every street you're on. And the blacks used to complain about that. They just follow me because I'm black, they said. I can't remember exactly, so forgive me. Some actor or somebody was complaining, oh, soon I'm black and the police will follow me in Beverly Hills. You could not play that mess in Beverly Hills. Remember that? That's when boys were boys and men were men. Beverly Hills had their own police department at the time, I guess. According to Wikipedia. Beverly Hills Police Department department is separate from LAPD. BHPD is separate from LAPD. To this day. And so, but Beverly Hills used to be tough with their police. You couldn't run up there doing no crimes. Now you can. Because the police have been defunded. They have been called racist. Some of them have left town because they try to protect their livelihood and their families. And the blacks are going up there and committing crime like 90 going north. The blacks are out of control when it comes to crime in Beverly Hills. And I have more crime to show you from Beverly Hills. And Beverly Hills was so beautiful at one time, really nice. Very nice. I have a lot of friends up there. Not a lot of friends, but friends. And it's a mess in Beverly. It's so bad in Beverly Hills now. And for those who don't know, Beverly Hills was like the cream of the crop in California. One of the areas. There are other nice way out in the suburbs and stuff like that. But now it's so bad in Beverly Hills that people are afraid in their homes. They want cars to be made with gun protected windows where you can't shoot through it. Because the crime is out of control. They have defund in Beverly Hills. Bulletproof glass, thank you. Bulletproof glass in Beverly Hills. They got bars around those beautiful homes up there now. The white women are afraid, and the Jewish women are afraid to walk the streets up there now. They can't walk freely like they used to. Some still walk, but they're nervous. And the blacks are going up there and committing crime like crazy. Like somebody said, okay, y'all can go up there now and commit crime. They're like, okay, we don't have self-control, so we're going to go and commit the crime. Amazing. I want my country back. But it's not coming back. Amazing. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Let me go to first-time caller out of Philadelphia. Let me go to Anthony. Anthony, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Yes, Mr. Peterson, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure to speak to you, listening to your videos and all. You know, I used to be, back in my 20s and 30s, I used to be part of these leftist morons out there, you know, with the protesting and the marching and all this stuff. And, well, I can tell you this. I know these people like the back of my hand. They love, when there's a march that's been announced or a protest, they love it. They go out of their minds. They love these marches. They love these protests. And not only that, they love seeing this country being destroyed from within, because they know that their policies, all their economic policies, they know that it's not compatible with capitalism. They know this. They're nihilists. They love hearing that crime is out of control. They love the open borders. They love this tribalism between people. blaming white people for this and white people blaming black people. Everybody's blaming each other. They love all of this chaos. You know why? Because that means that people are confused, angry, they're looking for answers, and that opens the door for them with their newspapers, because all these communist parties, they all have their own newspaper. That allows them an audience with all of these people, and it allows them to go to these people and say, you see, capitalism does not work. We need to go to socialism. That's what it is.
And when you said they, who you referring to, the media and the government?
No, I mean the communist groups, all these socialist groups that are out there. They love all of this. Okay? And when times were getting better and better and better under Trump, that's why they hate Trump.
Yeah.
Because the better times are, the more people are not looking for answers, solutions.
Yeah.
They're not confused. That's why they hate Trump. And you know something? With all of this hating, they hate the police. They want to look. Let me tell you something. They hate the police. They hate the courts. They hate the judges. They hate any kind of authority, which is why they hate Jesus Christ, which is why they hate God, because they're a form of authority.
Yep. Why are they winning in America?
They're winning because, I'll tell you, I love that question, and I talk about this with my friends. They're winning because conservatives are too worried about what they say, how they say it. They're too afraid to take a stand because they're too afraid of being called racist, bigot, homophobe, and all that. Because they see, there's a term for that. My brother used to call that a conversation stopper. You see, when someone is giving facts, when someone is giving indisputable proof, info, and then they're responded with, well, you're a bigot, because, they can't answer because it's a fact. Right away, they got to throw out, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, you're a racist. That ends the conversation, and that puts the person who has the facts, who has the answers, now on the defensive. You see, now all light has been taken off of the person who can't respond to these facts, and it's now shined on the person who's been labeled a racist. Now they feel that they have to defend themselves, and they're on the offensive now. And that's what conservatives are afraid of. They're afraid of having their businesses protested. They're afraid of with the protests outside, the employees losing their jobs. They're afraid of them having come down their homes, having a protest outside. They're backpedaling because they're afraid of being called racist, bigot, homophobe, and all of this.
Fear is not good at all. Anthony, thank you, but I got to take a break. Back in a moment. Thank you, Anthony. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. There may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get from race to responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com, for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. The Hake Report at 9 a.m. this morning. From 9 to 11 a.m., the Hake, Hake report.com. You don't want to miss it. James Hake is on fire. And then at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV, he black. He's back. He's black and he's back at 11 a.m. And he's ready. Be ready. At 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV. And at 12 noon, the American Anchor Baby. Energy given to him by God. At 11 a.m., a genius. He's such a genius, he doesn't know what to do with himself. At 12 noon today, the American Anchor Baby. All right? We're going to get to your super chats here in a minute. Let me go to Charles. There is one line open. Somebody want to jump in there at 888-7753-773. Charles is out of Washington, D.C. Charles, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well.
Yeah, I've been listening to you for a while, maybe a couple of years. And I always used to hear you say how mothers are destroying their sons.
Their sons and daughters.
And daughters, right. And I didn't really know how to take that. In fact, I kind of disagreed at the time. But when I look at the mannerism of the men today, especially compared to maybe your day, it seems to me that you're correct. And I just want to let you know that I totally agree with you on that, because I see that men today have their mother's mannerism. And so my question to you is, do you see it getting better, or do you see it pretty much getting worse?
That's a good question, Charles. There are some men who are starting to wake up. They are now hearing that they need to forgive their mother, that their thinking and their emotions is that of their mothers, and they are starting to wake up. But the majority are not yet. So in that sense, it's not getting better. It's only getting worse, because the men are becoming more emotional. They're turning the woman into God. Men are now spending money on the woman. They buy clothes and trips and pay their rent. And men are very, very emotional. So if I say that most are getting better, the answer is no, they're not. They're only getting worse. But some are waking up in all races.
Right, because even with this political season, a lot of men that I talk to, they seem to have the same issues with Donald Trump that my mom has, and it's all emotion. It's nothing logical.
Right.
So when I talk to them, it's like, well, he said he grabbed women vaginas, and he said that he don't like black people, and I always ask him, where's your proof of that? He never said that he didn't. In fact, I have on YouTube where he denounced the KKK and white supremacy and all that other stuff. And I showed one guy that, and he still couldn't believe it. He said, oh, that was just a voiceover. So I just say that to say, like, what is going on with the men today? And look, I'm no better. At one point, I used to have that type of attitude years ago.
Yeah,
but
I understand.
I've gotten away from that. You know what I'm saying? I see the light, and I don't care who you vote for. Everybody has their own choice.
Yes.
But how can you as a man... Now, Trump recently said something about black jobs, how the immigrants are taking jobs, and so many blacks were offended by that. But how can you be offended by that? But Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. You're not offended by that.
Right.
And when I present that to people, it's like they just don't see the light. So with women, I understand. Most of them, not all, but most of them are very emotional. So I don't compare men and women. We're totally different. But the men, I just don't see much hope. And that's why I asked you, like, maybe you talk to more people. I mean, you counsel people, so you're out there more than me. So is it just that what I'm seeing is this just what it's going to be, or is it you seem to maybe have more hope than I do, because I don't see it, man. A lot of men today, I'm just going to be real, man. A lot of brothers I talk to are just pure weak.
Yeah.
Like they just, they just like couldn't. So I can't blame the women for expecting me to pay their rent, because I actually met one female. I only known her for a little bit. She asked, "Can I pay her rent?" I'm looking at her like, "Are you crazy?" Like,
I know.
because I'm guessing because the men that she's used to dealing with, they do that, because even now, you know, I cut out the sex, you know, and when you cut those things out, your mind become more clear of who's the person rather than you know, what's in between their legs. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
I thank you for opening up my eyes, and believe me, a lot of brothers are hearing you, even though they won't admit it. A lot of brothers are hearing you, and I think they're questioning themselves, but a lot of them aren't brave enough to just admit it and show it.
Right, and you're right. There, I hear from a number of people in this country and outside the country that are hearing the truth of you got to forgive, you got to overcome your mother, and they are starting to wake up. But stay with it, Charles, because one man can change the world. They really can, especially if they overcome that fallen state, the spirit of anger and all emotional. Look at the impact Donald Trump is having on the world. He's just one person, and he's having an amazing impact on the world in a good way. So a man like you and those who are waking up, they can do it too because of the Father, because of the God that's inside of them. He would drive them just like the devil used to drive people to go nuts, right? He could drive you to change the world. You have a great power.
Yeah, well, look, I'm just, I have the greatest job in the world, and that's just being a man.
Yes,
you know,
that's
men
right.
have a big responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't have any children yet. I'm 42. I don't have any children. I do, you know, I would like children one day. So I will want to pass on this knowledge to my son or daughter or whoever.
Yeah.
And we need more parents that are strong enough to say, you know, heck with what that mama say. I'm the father, and this is how a man conducts himself. You
Absolutely,
know?
man.
Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of that. So
Yeah.
I just want to say, from afar, like a father figure to me, and you know, even though I never met you, but you know, the knowledge that you give me, I just appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles. And stay with us.
Thank
Stay
you.
with us. Stay with us. Thank you, buddy. Amazing.
Thank you, bro.
All right. He's right. And this is new for the most part with men. Men were never this weak before. The idea that somebody can say, vote for Kamala Harris because she's a black female who has her dreams, and you fall for that, you know something wrong with you. It's time to come home. Amazing. Let me go to Manuel out of Canada. Manuel, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you?
Nice. I'm not too bad. I just had a question about the food that we eat, and I wonder if you think that eating healthy foods, healthy whole foods, matters that much.
Do I think eating healthy food?
Yeah, do you think eating healthy foods, like healthy, natural, whole foods, do you think that matters?
Well, of course, healthy food matters. It's always best to eat healthy food if you can, if it's real healthy food. And because when I was growing up, I lived in Alabama, and we grew our own food. Everything I ate was, but we wasn't trying to be healthy. It's just that in those days, we lived on a farm, plantation, and we grew our own food. And I noticed that people lived longer and they were healthier during those days than they are today by not having healthy food. Absolutely.
Thank you, brother. Amen. See, because yes, like you just said, today the food's loaded with preservatives and additives and all this other junk, right?
Yeah.
And people are eating that. We become accustomed to it because the way the government, I don't know if it's the government's fault per se, but you tell me correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like they've made the junk cheaper, more affordable now, you know, because they want us to depend on them.
Do you grow your own food?
I want to, and I'm definitely going to. You know, my old man, he's trying to teach me how to do it, and I really look up to him because he grows as much of his own food as he can, and he tries to support local farmers, and you know what I mean?
Are you eating healthy?
I do my best, man. Right now, I'm working at a camp, okay? And the food that they're serving at the camp, it's not healthy food, right? And so I started eating some of it, and I started feeling kind of funny, kind of off, you know? And so I back off, and I'm trying to eat healthier again. But I'm trying to bring this awareness to people, and they don't seem to get it, Jesse. They just
are you fat?
Hake, lay off, Hake. Oh, man. Oh, man. You know what? Yeah, I'm still trying to lose that weight, man. I'm still trying to lose that weight.
That was, he asked me to ask you that, too. He said,
I know it was, man. I know it was.
He said hello.
That's so funny. Yo, Hake, how's it going? But yeah, I'm sitting here kind of struggling, Jesse, with the food that they're serving the kids at the summer camp that I'm working at. But at the same time, it's not really any of my business. But my spirit and my soul doesn't feel right making this junk for the kids.
But I mean, if you don't have anything to do with it. You don't own the camp up there.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing. All right. Well, have fun at the camp, man.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate your insight.
All right, buddy. How fat are you?
Why y'all so concerned? What the hell? That's so weird, bro.
I don't know.
I got a little bit of a gut poking out. That's all, man.
How old are you?
I'm 33, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, work on it. You're fine. You're young.
I will.
All right, buddy.
All right. God bless.
You too. Thank you. 888-7753-773. Let me go to first-time caller out of Carolina, George. George, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, sir. A little bit of my past. My daughters were raped when they were younger, and my oldest daughter was raped when I was in the military.
Speak up a little bit.
All three of my daughters were raped. Okay, and my oldest daughter was raped when I was in the Marine Corps when she was 4.5 years old. And I watched the YouTube thing this morning, and it made me outrageous. There's this senator, I don't know what state she's from, but she's a woman. She wants to make pedophilia pretty much legal by saying that she wants to pass a bill to get anatomically correct dolls and give them to the pieces of garbage out there. And
this is in South Carolina, but not in your state, right?
No, not in my state.
Oh, okay.
Some other state.
All right.
And it just makes me mad because I'm fighting like hell not to kill the son of bitches that rape my daughters.
How old are your daughters? Adults
Well,
now?
They're all adults now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but if I didn't promise my daughters I wouldn't kill the SOBs, they both would be dead. But, man, my word's my bond.
You know, I know that it's hard, George.
And by the grace of God, I'm dealing with it. I got a lot of medical problems because of PTSD and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. But George, you got to forgive the rapist.
Sir, I find that very hard. I really do. I'm not trying to be a wuss about this.
I understand. I totally understand. But the only reason that you're not having peace about it is that you're unwilling to forgive them. You got to forgive them because the anger that you have is
it's hard. It's hard. I'm sorry, sir. It's hard. It's very, very hard.
What's hard about forgiving?
Just thinking about what he did to my babies.
But still, it's the thinking about it that is making it difficult for you to forgive. It's not, what good is it doing your girls for you to be angry about it now?
You're right, because this happened over 30-some-odd years ago.
So what's good is it doing the girls for you to be angry about it?
I don't know. I guess I feel that I should have did something, Marine Corps, Army, daggone father, man, all this stuff. I should have been allowed to do what I'm. You're supposed to protect your kids.
But you were not around. You were in the military.
I know that, but still, it's. I was trained to kill man, woman, or child, and I'm not allowed to kill a piece of garbage that hurt my kids. That's what the most frustrating thing for me.
So
I know vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I know that, and I've been praying a lot, and I've been reading the Bible. But as I said, when I croak, me and God going to have a long talk, because I know there's a purpose for everything. I know that. I don't like it, but it's.
George.
And I apologize for being like a wuss.
No, don't apologize, George. Don't apologize. What good is it doing you? I mean, what good is it doing your daughters to be angry about that?
Be honest with you, it's probably not doing no good at all.
Probably or not?
Not. It's not doing no good.
And what good is it doing you to be angry about it now?
It's just making my health go down.
And what good is it doing you?
Not good at all.
And so, since it's not doing any good except giving you a false thrill, it makes you think that, oh, poor you love your daughters, you were not around to take care of them, so you're feeling sorry for you, angry at you, you're feeling angry at the rapist, and you're feeling bad for your daughter. It's all thrills. It's doing no good. So why not just drop it so you can have a life?
I'll pray. I pray for it. I really do.
But you can pray until the cows come home, but if you don't forgive, your prayers are in vain. You're just praying to the devil.
You're right. I mean, everybody's told me the same thing. What you're talking about.
So why not drop it? Stop feeling bad about it. Feeling bad about it is just ego. Stop feeling good about it. Feeling good about it is just ego. Just drop it so you can have a life. And God is not going to do anything as long as you're sitting there crying about it or bad about it. He wants you to drop it. He told you to forgive because the same spirit, George, that is causing you to hate the person that did that or people that did that, it's the same spirit that's driving you right now to hate. You're no better than the rapist. The person with the anger is worse than the rapist.
I disagree in some ways. In some ways, I agree. But
what part of that you just?
In reality, you are right.
What part that you disagree with?
Is that they shouldn't be punished. They should be punished.
I didn't say they should not be punished.
And they were never punished by the law. When I was in the military, they didn't do really nothing to the piece of garbage, and the guy that raped all three of my daughters at the time, they did nothing to that piece of garbage.
I know, and you by law, if it's the law of the land, they definitely should be punished. But that's not your job to punish them. With your anger and unforgiving spirit, you're punishing yourself. Evil is punishing you.
I never thought of it that way, to be honest with you. It's good that people tell me, don't tell me what I want to hear, and But what really makes me upset is when you got Joe Biden who sniffs his daughter's kid's hair, and his daughter wrote in a thing about him raping.
George.
It's so much they want to.
George.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whatever other people are doing is not your business at all. Let your file snip, whatever. What is your life is your life. Nobody else's life is yours. Let everybody else suffer, do what the hell they want. But you got to live your life. And right now, you are living a life of evil instead of love. And you're suffering because you won't forgive. And so you're looking at everybody else and what they're doing, and you find other reasons to be angry. when you're angry, you're of your father, the devil, and that's why God is not answering your prayer, because God does not hear your prayer. You're praying to the devil. God can't hear your prayer if you're unwilling to forgive. Satan will hear that, but God will not.
Well, I do read the Bible, and
You can read the Bible until the cows come home, but if you're unwilling to forgive, Satan is your God. There is never, ever, but never a reason to be angry. There's not one thing in your life that can happen that you should be angry about. Zero. Because the people who did what you say they did, they were driven by the same devil that is driving you. It's the same spirit.
Yes, sir.
So drop it, George.
I'm trying, been trying, but it's hard.
Want me to tell you how to drop it?
Yes, sir.
I want you to look at when that spirit of anger come up, when the spirit of fear or loneliness comes up. I want to encourage you to watch it. Don't call it you and don't do anything about it. Just feel it. You got the overwhelming thought and feelings about it. I want you to stay with it, but don't call it you and let God save you from it. He'll take it away from you.
Okay, sir.
You got to work on your life, man. You're wasting your life living in hell right here on earth. And when you drop your body, you're going to still be in hell. What the?
You're right. Amen to that. You're right.
And you've been in the military and you say you have PTSD or something?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because they wanted me to drop the charges, go to God, Marine Corps, and Corps, same thing with the Army.
Can you hold on? Are you able to hold on for me?
Yes, sir.
Hold on. A quick break. Back in a moment. 1 more hour to go. Hate news, not fake news. Hate news. Back in a moment. I counsel with men and women, families, and individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy. They're miserable. They have rough lives. They're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. They're crying climate change because Sunday was the hottest day on record. Netanyahu's speaking to Congress today. Multiple protests, a mess. Hollywood's energized by Kamala. Pathetic, huh? And Snoop Dogg is going to be one of the torchbearers for the Olympics. Or is it Snoop Lion still? And North Korea is sending trash balloons, manure balloons, to South Korea. North Korea is sending it to South Korea. And a crazy black gal called 911. She got herself shot by the cops, died. The cop is charged with murder. It's a mess. This is the end of hour 2 already of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. Manhood Hour is coming up. It is Wednesday, July 24th, AD 2024. The lines are almost full. There is one line open. You can call in right now during Hake News, Not Fake News. And JLP will be right back to your calls and more great stories and your super chats, guys. Sunday was the hottest day in recorded history, according to Commie Nonsense Network, CNN. And they're crying climate change. Per a climate tracking agency that's monitored temperatures since the mid-1900s. Around 100 cities across the United States, which is not that long, by the way. 100 cities across the United States experiencing their hottest start to the summer on record. It's actually almost midway through the summer, or at least 1 month in, you know. Swaths of southern Europe have been grappling with triple-digit temperatures. Global average temperatures Explain that, flat earthers. It's global. Average temperatures typically peak during the northern hemisphere summer between late June and early August. Okay? They also fluctuate based on natural factors, seasons, large-scale climate patterns, solar activity, and on unnatural factors, pollution, supposedly from human activity, including the burning of fossil fuels, which is chiefly driving the planet's temperature steadily upward, so claims Commie Nonsense Network, which I believe for the sake of the channel. Israeli Prime Minister-based Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu will address Congress today, if he hasn't started already, I don't know, as a rift deepens between Israel and the evil Joe Biden administration over the war in Gaza. Some members of Congress said they will not attend based Bibi's speech because they're liberals and they're lame, even as a protest of the war or due to previous scheduled events. What a mess. Hollywood, energized by cackling Kamala Harris, including that lame guy George Clooney, TV actor. He's endorsing her, I think. Cackling Kamala Harris received the support of some major Hollywood stars as she moves to secure the Democrat nomination. What a mess. Because they were being disillusioned with lame-o Joe Biden. Snoop Dogg is going to be one of the final torch bearers at the Paris Olympics, 2024 Olympics. He's not French, is he? The torch rally is on its way to Paris. American rapper Snoop Dogg will be one of the final torchbearers of the Olympic flames. Roughly 3,000 North Korean balloons, often filled with garbage, even manure, have fallen into South Korea since May per officials. Some of the latest trash-laden balloons fell near South Korea's presidential office. Nice, based. A shout out to North Korea. I'm on your side. No, I'm not. Further raising tensions in rhetoric on the Korean peninsula. Get it together, guys. Get along. Here's a quote. Effective policing comes down to good judgment in highly stressful situations. That's what Josh Campbell said. He's a Commie Nonsense Network security correspondent and former federal agent, analyzing new body camera footage showing the fatal police shooting of Sonia Massey, a 36-year-old black woman. They capitalized the B in the word black because they're kiss-ups ever since George Floyd, who had called 911 for help. The disturbing video released Monday shows several clues suggesting this woman Massey, Sonia Massey, may have been experiencing a mental health issue, meaning she was crazy at the time, during her interaction with police. May explain why she got shot. The deputy's been fired from his role as a cop, and he's been charged with murder in the case. So we're pulling for you, King. Chin up. And he may have done wrong. Who knows? I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP. In the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, Hour 3, Manhood Hour is coming right up. Hang tight.
History Month. I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month. So be sure to tell everyone. There will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History. It's white.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753, 773-888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. And my biblical question for this week is another doozy. And you can go over there to X and respond to the biblical question. All right? JLPtalk on X and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. It's a doozy question. Have you ever seen God? Have you ever seen God? Isn't that an amazing question? Have you ever seen God? You can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad if you're busy and you can't sit and watch it. You can podcast as well. But you can listen while you're doing whatever you're doing around the world. We are heard around the world by everybody and their mama. So you can call the listen line on your iPhone or iPad. They're at Talk Stream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com. Buymeacoffee.com/JLPtalk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLPtalk or or rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. It's Wednesday, and every Wednesday, the last hour of the show, we take all calls from men and women, but the last hour of the call on Wednesdays is Manhood Hour. What is a man? What is a man?
It's an adult human male.
Manhood. Hillary or President Trump?
I voted for Hillary Clinton.
Beta male. A man is a male who turns to man. Alpha male. Live right, be right, and lead the way.
In his early life, Sam Houston could be described as something of an outcast. As a teenager, he would explore the edges of the frontiers, alone, perhaps encountering the local Cherokee tribes that lived just on the peripheries of America. When Sam was only 16, he ran away from home in 1809 and went to Hiawatha Island. On this island, a Cherokee tribe of Native Americans accepted the 16-year-old boy as one of their own. And eventually, Sam would learn the Cherokee language with his own Cherokee name, Raven. Until 1812, when he returned to Maryville, Tennessee as a much more rugged and experienced 19-year-old man. He had found another opportunity in the War of 1812. Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Benton quickly promoted the 20-year-old Sam Houston to 3rd Lieutenant. In 1814, 159 Americans would be wounded, with Sam Houston being among them. He was wounded badly. Miraculously, though, he survived.
White History Month. A little white history there for you. Amazing. 888-77-JESSE. Happy White History Month. July is White History Month. July just feels white. I want to go back to Joy, to first time call out of North Carolina. And George said that his daughters were raped. He'd been in the military and he has post-traumatic stress disorder, something like that. And he's really dealing with things in a hard way. So I want to go back to George. George, what is post-traumatic stress disorder?
It's PTSD. That's what I would describe, a traumatic incident that is hard that you constantly relive it.
And who told you that you had that?
VA and doctors. I was in the hospital a bunch of times because of what happened, and because it happened twice. You know, it's like.
What happened?
When my daughters were raped, and it happened when I was in the Marine Corps, and then it happened again. And
they are adults now, though, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so did you develop PTSD while in the military or after you got out of the military?
In the military.
Oh, okay.
Because they wanted me to drop the charges, good for Marine Corps, God and country, and everything, and they were going to promote me if I would have dropped the charges, promoted me to gunnery sergeant. You know, I was like, well, how could I look at my little girl and say that I love her?
Come to you a little closer to your phone and speak up a little bit.
Yeah, how could I look at my little girl and say I love her if I would stayed in the Marine Corps and got promoted and guaranteed retirement? And I told them I didn't. I couldn't do it. And they kicked me out because because of that.
How old are you?
I'm 65. I just turned 65.
And so you stuck with PTSD for the rest of your life?
Yes, sir.
Who told you that?
The doctor, cripe, I got so many daggone pills, it's pitiful. If I try to stop taking them, I have a violent reaction. Because I've tried it a couple times.
And what type of violent reaction would you have?
Very, very outrageous fits of anger and very, very short-tempered. Just wanting to go out and do stupid stuff.
How's your wife dealing with this?
I got a fiance. She deals with she talks to me and says, you can't live on the past, but the problem is like deja vu. You know how when you were younger you did stuff and you're like, oh God, it was neat. There'll be days and weeks and months that I don't even think about what's going on. Then all of a sudden it's just like somebody hits me upside the head and it's like comes back with a vengeance.
I understand. Yeah.
And that's if I don't take my medication, that's when it comes out worse.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do it. I know what's right and wrong and all this stuff because it's against the law to kill idiots.
And your daughters, they're all adults now. How do they feel that you're still angry about this?
I blame myself. They said they don't blame me because I wasn't there and all this stuff. It wasn't my fault. But still, as a father, I guess that's like in our DNA, so to speak. You wanted to protect your kids, and I know I wasn't there, but still I have nightmares about it. Because I remember one of my daughters telling me what happened. I was like, it was like I was there. It was like it was like a sixth sense. I can't hardly really explain it.
And so, you didn't develop PTSD by being in the military and having to shoot up folks in the military, fighting a war and all that, right?
No, sir. No, sir.
Oh, you only got it when you heard about your daughters being raped.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Because they told me, I was pretty much ordered not to do nothing to the guy and stuff like that. It's
And this guy was in the military too?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. And it sounds like your family were in the military with you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'm not a medical doctor, but I do want to tell you this. And again, I'm not telling you on the medical thing. Do what you want with your little pills and all that. I'm not telling you not to do that. But you don't have a medical problem. You have a spiritual problem. You are worshiping the devil, and the devil is controlling you any kind of way he wants to. And the way he controls you is when he really wants you to really cry and get mad and act out and yell and scream and carry on. He bring you bad memories of the past. He bring you thoughts, and you remember those thoughts, and you overreact to those thoughts. And you call that you overreaction, and you say that those are your thoughts and those are your emotions, and that's you overreacting, and then when the devil wants you to feel good, he bring you what seem like good thoughts. It makes you feel good, and all of a sudden it seems like all is well. So you say, I'm doing fine today. I'm feeling better because you're not having these thoughts. But what you don't know is that all you're doing wrong because you don't have any problems. You have no problems at all. The situation with your daughters it doesn't exist anymore anywhere but in your head, and you're allowing the devil to rule over you by bringing you memories of the past and the future which does not exist, and you're taking credit for it as though it is you, and it's not you at all. If you drop those thoughts, you could be free right now and be free of this false idea of post-traumatic stress disorder. You are overreacting to situations in life, and as long as you overreact, you're going to live in the misery of your hell that you're living in, and you're going to love it. You love your hell. You love having those thoughts. You love being mad about it. You love crying about it. You love for the folks to hear and see you cry about it. It's giving you a false thrill, which is not you at all. It's all ego, and it's all evil, and it's not you. You need to drop it. You need to drop the thoughts about it, anything really, but you need to drop the thoughts so that you can live now and be free.
I remember yes, sir. I remember somebody telling me a while back that I've been miserable so damn long I wouldn't know what it would feel like to be unburdened by this stuff.
If God came down and he's telling you the truth right now through me, all you're doing is living in the misery of your imagination. You're worshiping the devil, and you get a thrill from it, and you don't want to overcome it. You want to be mad. You want to be crying. You want to say, oh, if I can kill that man. I can take him out. And I'm mad because they wouldn't let me do anything about it. You're lying because the devil is your God. Drop it, Joy. Drop the thoughts. Stay out of your head about it. Stay out of those emotions about it and have a free life, man. It's not you're worshiping the devil. Stop overreacting to life. Stop the drama. The tears are all fake.
Yes, sir.
Drop it, George, and live your life. Your daughter needs to see you being a good example for them. They need to see how you deal with it. How you overcome situations so that they can see how to overcome, because their husband can't show them. They're weak. And you stop whining and drop those thoughts and live your life, man.
Yes, sir.
Don't be proud of your misery. You're proud of being angry. You're proud that if I stop taking my pill, I'm just going to go off. That's all vanity. It's all ego. Forgive the people that did that so God can forgive you and take away your misery.
I will definitely try to work on it.
George, you can have peace right now. There's no reason for you to be living in your misery, in hell. You're living in hell in your imagination and emotions. It's not even real. It's fake. If you love your daughter, you would drop it. If you had love, period, you would drop it. You don't have love.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about that?
Yes, sir, I will.
It makes sense?
You got my word on that. My man's word is his bond.
So drop it. It's all fake. It's not even real. And it's not even you. That's not you crying. That's not you getting angry. That's your false identity. That's the ego nature that God said we all must die from it if we want to have life. If we want real life, you got to die from all the ego mess. It's just mess. It's evil.
Yes, sir.
You don't have any post-traumatic. I'm not doctor diagnosing you. I'm not doing that. I'm telling you spiritually, you don't have any problem, George. This is all an illusion.
Okay.
And stop letting your woman see you cry. What the?
Yes, sir. You're right there.
You up there crying not only in front of your daughter, you crying in front of your woman.
Yes, sir.
A man should never, ever, ever, never, 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 but never let a woman, including his mama, see his weakness. He should never tell her his weakness. He should never let her see his weakness. all she's going to do is judge you. She's going to say, oh, I feel so sorry for you, baby. I love you. I feel sorry for you. And then at the same time, she's judging you, calling you weak. In the mind, she see that you're weak.
Yeah, you're right.
Joy, drop the mess.
Yes, sir.
And stop overreacting to situations. Forgive that man that did that. He could not help himself. The same devil that's driving you that want to kill him, it's the same devil that drove him to do what you said he did. It's the same spirit. You don't have love. You don't love nobody. You don't even love your own kids.
Yes, sir.
Do you disagree with anything I've said?
No, sir, I don't. To be honest with you, it's hard to hear the truth.
Well, do you want?
And that's what you're giving me, the truth. It's hard to hear, but accepting the truth.
Do you want the truth?
Yeah, you just gave me the truth.
And so welcome that truth, and if you welcome the truth, which is not from me, I understand what you're saying, but it's coming from God, and He will give you more and more truth, and you will become freer and freer and freer because you'll be able to see. So welcome that truth, and don't let the devil make you, oh, he was hard on you. That's not true. That's not this. The devil don't want you to hear the truth. He wants you to hear the lie. He doesn't want you to hear the truth. You don't have something called post-traumatic stress. You have overreacted to life. Ever since your mama traumatized you, you've been overreacting to everything. Stop overreacting and let situation pass. Don't overreact to them, all right?
Yes, sir.
One last thing, I want you to start encourage you to do the silent prayer. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, sir.
So you know about my silent prayer?
I know about the serenity prayer.
No, ain't no serenity. This is to let go. So, God, I want you to go to rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. Rebuildingtheman.com/prayer.
Yes, sir.
And I want you to start doing that. Because that little serenity thing ain't going to work. You want to let go. God, you want to come out of your imagination. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything. And you've been living in your imagination and overreacting to situations in life because you thought it was you. And it was not you. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. So I want you to start doing the silent prayer and watch those thoughts and call me and let me know how it goes.
I will, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Any questions about anything I've said?
So I want to still read the Bible.
Yeah, read the Bible, but not to remember it. The truth is in your heart. The word made flesh. It's in your heart now, so you want to start living from within and let the truth guide you. God is within you. The kingdom of heaven is inside of you.
Thank you, sir.
So do the silent prayer. Watch those thoughts. Don't ever call them you again. Don't be like, oh, I feel bad. Or I have post-traumatic. I'm lonely. I'm angry. I'm emotional. It's not you at all. Stop identifying with those evil, wicked spirits. It's evil.
Yes, sir.
So any questions about that, George?
No, sir.
Any disagreement with any of that?
No, sir.
All right.
No, I don't.
Start doing the silent prayer and watch those thoughts. I want you to call me back in a day or two, or whatever you want to, and let me know how it's going.
Yes, sir.
But cut out the crying and cut out the anger and stay present and live your life. You don't need to be suffering. Christ came that you could be free. You need to be free. You don't need to be living in prison of your thoughts.
Yes, sir.
What the?
Amen to that.
All right, Amen. Joy. Let me know how it goes. And no more crying.
Yes, sir.
And no more anger.
That I really got to work on. I really got to work on that.
Don't be a mama's boy.
Oh, hell. No, sir.
All right, so do the silent prayer. Stop the cry. Don't let your girlfriend, your daughters, or anybody see you crying, and don't tell them your problem. You work on your problem by being aware, and in the awareness, it's the love, the nature of God, and He will wipe up all your tears. He will wipe them away.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, buddy. Let me know how it goes. It's good to hear from you.
Okay, God bless you.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Amazing. There's no reason to be crying and all upset and about anything. You can rise above all situations if you want to. (888) 7753773. Let me go to Beth out of Kansas City. Beth, welcome to there's one line open, folks. Welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey.
It's always good to listen to you.
Thank you.
One time you had asked what's wrong with the whites. And in my thought, I think it's because of the divorces that happened, and the children didn't have their father at home to protect them. And so we have a good generation or two of now adults that don't understand the importance of a man in the home. And so I think, I think through divorces, I think that we've really lost leadership and the idea of what's right and wrong, and just finding God.
Well, one thing for sure, divorces have had an impact, because even it's better to have a piece of a father in the home than to have nothing there, no father at all, because it leaves the door wide open for the mother to destroy the children, and so the kids become angry just like the mother. And so the whites are angry just as the blacks are angry, the Japanese, the Chinese, the Vietnam, everybody angry. And that's why God said we all must be born again. You must return to the Father. And the whites are angry, and they don't know how to handle the issues in life. And so when they're falsely accused of being racist, which doesn't exist, by the way, when they're falsely accused of being racist, and they're told we're going to take away your stuff, because they have fear that started in the home, they don't know how to handle the fear in other people when they come in contact with them. White people got to overcome the fear by forgiving their mothers and returning to their fathers.
Yeah, I see it, and it's just your whole theme as far as rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man.
Yes,
that is just so spot on, because that's as soon as something happens, like even if I'm in a grocery store, if something like odd happens or whatever,
yes,
I'm looking for the guy that's standing up.
Absolutely.
And yes, and following directions through him, basically. I mean, not just different cues that a guy will give off, because there's, they just have, they're not women. And when I go to a store, I don't go, if I can help it, I'll go to a male cashier instead of a female cashier, just because I know that the guy will see more things and be of more assistance than a female will.
Yeah. Men are supposed to be the light of the world and the salt of the earth, but they're not going to be that until they return to the fathers. They got to drop the anger. They got to forgive the mothers and return to the fathers. And then you're going to see more and more men, without even thinking about it or trying to have courage or calling it courage or anything, you're going to see more men start to stand up. And the women are going to follow that, because women, they are subject to the true spirit of the man, which is of the father. You're absolutely right.
You're doing a wonderful job. I so appreciate all of you. Oh, and tell Hake that the earth is flat in Kansas.
Oh,
shoot.
he said, nice, LOL, nice.
Cute. Well,
All right.
Thanks so much, you guys. Have a great day, and thanks for the biblical question.
You
All right.
too, Beth. Good to hear from you.
You too.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye now. 888-7753-773. There's one line open. Amazing. Let me go to Robert, a first-time caller out of Mexico, New Mexico. Robert, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Grandpa Jesse, how are we doing today?
All is well, Robert.
Hey, I wanted to answer the biblical question and then answer another question.
Have you ever seen God?
Well, you would definitely know because I would age over 100 years and have a big gray beard and white hair and a bunch of wrinkles, so definitely not.
You have never seen God?
No.
And
No,
why not?
I don't think.
Why not? Why haven't you seen him?
Oh, I don't even think I've asked, truly. It's not an expectation that I hold.
Oh, so you don't expect to see him?
Until the pearly gates, you know?
And where did you get that idea from?
Oh, it's just been ingrained in me since a youngster.
Oh, and so you're waiting until you get to the pearly gates?
Well, I just have never asked. Maybe I will ask after this conversation, but I do anticipate meeting him in heaven.
And why are you anticipating meeting him then over there when you're not meeting him over here?
Well, physically, I have never seen him, but it says, I believe in the Bible that we do see him when we enter the gates. I could be wrong, but that's what I've always believed.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to respond to that, but I have to wait until Sunday. So I'll put my little two cents in on Sunday. Thank you for responding to it. You said you had another question?
Yeah, my dog just killed all my chickens, and I found myself getting really angry and punishing my dog. Is that the same kind of anger towards a human?
Yep. It's still evil.
So I have to drop that as well.
Because the dog did what dogs do.
Yeah.
And so why don't you overcome your anger? No wonder you ain't seen God. Why not overcome your anger?
I think it was just a reaction. It lasted about 5 to 10 minutes, and I said, "Whoa!"
What?
I haven't been mad at a human.
Hold on a minute. Hold on for me, buddy. Hold on. The treasure chest is now open on D Live. When I come back, your phone calls and super chats. A quick break. Back in a moment. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right, is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing. Okay, folks, 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. Couple of things. Go over to JLPtalk on X and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Respond to the biblical question. I want to see what you think about it. Do what you want, but go there. Have you ever seen God? All right? No biblical question. Have you ever seen God? And you can respond on X, JLPtalk on X, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. We're also on Rumble. You got to know how to rumble.com /Jesse Lee Peterson and cozy.tv/JLP, where Christ is King. Also, the Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, HAKE report.com from 9 to 11. And then Joy of Friday TV. He's on fire. He's back. He's back. And he's black. And after him, the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. I don't know if you heard the American Anchor Baby show yesterday. If you didn't, you need to. Podcast it. The American Anchor Baby. But tune in today. He's ready. He's willing. He's going to stand up. What the? At 12 noon. All right. I opened the treasure chest right now. Or did I did. Let me go. I got to type hate or no. Let me go back to the busy phones. Oh, who was I talking? I was talking to Robert from New Mexico. Robert, thank you for holding. Go ahead. Why don't you drop your anger, Robert?
Well, yeah, I need to because it's like you said, it is a dog, and they're expected to kill chickens. And I dropped my anger with humans. Now I got to drop them with animals, I guess.
But when you dropped it with human, it should have been dropped, period, and you should have no anger.
I know. I realize that now. You know, it's okay to discipline a dog, right?
Yeah, but not be mad.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. Like, say, if you're spanking your child, it definitely is possible to not be mad at whatever they've done to deserve that punishment. But it is kind of a mental test to realize and be present in your thoughts and to overcome, not react on your anger.
So you haven't dropped your anger yet?
No, obviously I haven't.
So,
I thought I did.
Yeah, because you said you dropped it with human, but you have not dropped it, period. Why are you holding on to it? Why not? Do you believe it's you?
No.
So why not drop anger? Why do you hold on to evil spirits?
Well, I'm trying to overcome the human state, and it's proven more difficult than I thought with the animals because I live out in the country, and I had to shoot a bear that was attacking my son when he was 5, and I was pretty pissed. And there's certain things that happened that kind of enraged me. But, yeah, I just need to work on it.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Day and night.
Have you forgiven your mother?
Yes, I have. And that was my second question, if you have time, is I asked my son to forgive me for being a weak man in a state when we were getting divorced because I did let the hell of the woman get to me. And he said, you have nothing to be sorry about. And I said, you'll understand someday.
Yeah.
And left it at that. Have you gotten, is your son forgiven you?
Yes. Because I just apologized to him for being weak because at the time I didn't know that I was weak. I didn't know. I knew his mother was going to turn him against me. And so I fought to get him. So I apologized to him. And he had a hard time with forgiveness, though. It wasn't like, it didn't come overnight. But I understood it. And as a result of understanding that he just not forgiven, I didn't take his attack personally. I understood he couldn't see.
So he had resentment in his heart for you because of his mother.
Yeah, like naughty going no.
Okay. Yeah, my son doesn't yet, but he's young. He's 17, so. I don't know.
And so just apologize to him for not being there for him and protecting him.
Yeah.
And as he get older, he may remember what you said. And plus, you start seeing issues in his own life, and he will have to forgive his mother and you. But you got to drop the anger so that you don't apologize one day and then be mad the next day.
Yeah. It took me for a loop. I'll be thinking about this for a while, but I have to put those thoughts into captivity and let them go by, don't I?
Yes. Let all thoughts pass, and don't call them you. They are, I'm telling you, they are evil spirits. They are not you. Yeah. The feelings, the thoughts, the emotions are not you at all. Yeah. And the emotions are not necessary. Emotions, both good and bad, so-called good, but good and bad are evil. They're not you.
Yeah. And one last thing, this is Manhood Hour.
Yes.
I like to just mention Trump took that earshot like an alpha.
That's for sure. Alpha male.
I mean, he even got his shoes back on before he fist bumped.
I know. He like, let me put my shoe. Where's my shoe? Let me check and see what he wants to Let me see what he has to say. I really
enjoyed the show today, man.
Thank you. Let me see what he has to say today.
For every one new regulation, 2 old regulations must be eliminated.
Amazing.
Perfect.
And so
amazing, Justice.
And Robert, you could be like Trump if you dropped your anger.
And be able to move the ocean and the winds.
You could tell the wind and the ocean to be still, and it will. What if I'm surfing? You can tell it to rise up. You need it.
Oh man, you're the man. I lost my phone for a month and a half, and I couldn't listen to you, and I finally found it, and I'm back on.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, and you think you can overcome this world if you have a smartphone?
As long as you don't identify with it, if you don't use it to escape.
Yeah.
But you stay in reality, then you can overcome the world. Robert.
I just realized Trump got shot 2 days ago. And I really, it's just amazing. But yeah, thank you for everything you do, man.
You're welcome, Robert. Call me again.
All right, brother.
Okay. Bye.
Happy White History Month.
Happy White History. July just feels white.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All right, buddy. Bye. Amazing. Super chat. Super.
Super chats. I was remiss in not reading someone's other coffee earlier, first hour. 1 John 4:19. We love because he first loved us. Love comes from God only. That's how we love others, through him. Nice.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, someone.
Yeah, thank you, someone, somewhere, and somehow.
Riley JM.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
5 coffees from Riley. I've noticed a few things while overcoming the fallen state. I don't feel anxious to fill in every empty space with words. I see the devil telling me I got to say and do something every second. I've had a taste of that empty space, and it's peaceful. Yeah. Thanks, JLP and crew, for your support.
Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. I'm telling you, really, you're going to be amazed at the wisdom that you will gain. Thank you.
Apple 2691 on Rumble, a Rumble rant. Hi, Jesse. Listening to the old church episodes, you said how much you like watermelon. Well, I'm cutting into one right now. Having one for you, Jesse. It's amazing.
Thank you. I can taste it right now. Thank you very much.
You can have mine. Is Hake up to something? He's looking sharper and sharper every day, like my Jesse. I see how judgmental people are, and it got me thinking, Kamala Harris got with Willie Brown or whoever and got an opportunity, just like every something or normal woman out there, using the men, even marrying wealthy somehow, they are Kamala. That's really low, and they have to come back with another retaliation against her. She did besides that.
It just feels good. That's what Kamala Harris says about smoking pot. They're like, why did you smoke pot? It just feels good. Amazing. Thank you. Who's that from?
Her Jamaican, that was Sion.
Hey, Sion.
Her Jamaican father didn't like her saying that because that gives it reinforces the stereotype of Jamaicans on pot.
I remember hearing that report.
Jacob Fraser.
He was like, what the?
3 coffees. Hey, Jesse, thanks for answering my question. You're a real boss. It brought me quite a bit of joy to hear that you say don't be a messy Jew. Messianic Jew. You can be a Messianic Jew, a Jew for Jesus. I always had an instinctual feeling all the rules get in one's way of finding God in their hearts.
Yes.
You guys bring a lot of joy to my life since I found the show and I listen to church every Sunday and practice the silent prayer every day. More. Thanks a lot. It's good to know that there are plenty of strong men to listen to in this world. Happy White History Month.
Happy White History Month.
Stay healthy. You're helping a lot of people find the path out here.
Thank you. And stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Really, just stay with it. No matter what anyone does, what they say, how they act, let them act that they want. That's their life. That's their world. Let people live in their own world, and don't you be bothered by it. And stay with it. All right? Amazing. Thank you. Don't be a messy Jew. Well, how am I saying that wrong?
You're leaving out the anic.
Oh, Messianic.
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 Yeah, it's the root word is Messiah, or the similar word is Messiah.
Oh, okay.
Because Jesus is the Messiah.
Right.
Nice.
Okay.
Roy.
Thank you.
Mr. Roy.
I don't hear you out of your mic. I just hear you over there.
Oh, again?
Well, I'm fine. They'll fix it later.
Okay. He thought he already fixed it. Maybe
yeah, he
got
turned
switched
it up,
again.
but it just went loud for me.
Oh.
But not loud from over there. But he'll fix it.
All right. Yeah.
Nick can take care of it. Not a problem. I hear you.
Mr. Roy. So I'll speak up nice and loud.
No, not too loud, because I hear you like in a normal room.
Okay,
I just don't hear you in my headset.
Mr. Roy gave a Bond JLP Cash App tip saying, I pray so hard. God, help me. Thank you, Jesse and Hake.
Nice. I appreciate that. Stay with it. All right? Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roy.
Yeah.
Someone with your coffee. Hello, sir. What do you think about the people who go out buy stuff because of a disaster or the shutdown of the world is coming? Should I be concerned about tomorrow?
Take no thought about tomorrow. Be wise, but take no thought about tomorrow. I wouldn't overreact and go out and buy that stuff. A lot of people do it. They overreact and then they have to throw it away. What the? But so don't do anything out of fear. And all things, do it with consciousness, meaning be present, and you'll see what to do. I wish you well. Thank you.
Cactus Eater Bear gave a diamond. JLP, that call with George, the PTSD guy, was amazing.
Oh, thank you. I wish George well. I think George going to be fine now if he does the prayer now and cut out the crying and upset and forgive, stop being hated the man that he allegedly said raped his daughter. Forgive that man. And then George would be at peace. And that man's life would take care of itself. Whatever's supposed to happen to him will happen. Don't worry. But you just forgive. God doesn't hate that man that did that because it wasn't him. It was the same spirit that in George is in the man. What the? Amazing. Thank you.
I have books that are amazing on D Live.
That's
Gave a
right.
diamond. Waiting on God, waiting on God, waiting on God.
He's
yeah.
waiting on you. Thank you, Hassan.
Yeah.
Waiting on God, waiting on God, waiting on God. He's waiting on you.
Shout out to the top contributors on D Live. I have books that are amazing. Cactus Eater Bear, Games for Rec, Wolf336, Kid Combo 1, and the rest of the supporters on the D Live crew. Thank you for your lemons, ice cream, and diamonds. Appreciate that, guys. And thank you, guys. I do believe that that's all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. Nice. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Can we play Waiting on God? Just at least hit it. Let me know. Let me know when it's ready, all right? Okay. He's going to get it. He got to find it. And then I'll come back to him. Let me know. Let me go to first-time caller out of Texas, Colin out of Texas. Colin, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Mr. Jesse. How are you doing this morning?
All is well, sir. Thanks for calling.
Yeah. So I had a question about my parents. They got divorced last year,
Uh-huh.
and I grew up knowing I didn't really know divorce. No one in my family got divorced before, and in my head, I would tell myself as a kid, I guess that they'd always
Speak
be
a
together,
little.
they'd grow up.
Hey, Colin, speak a little clearer because you're a little muffled in your phone there.
I apologize. I got a really bad phone, so
Okay, go ahead.
It's hard for me to know. Yeah, so they got divorced a year ago, and at the time when they did get divorced, I was a really bad son, bad kid. I was rebelling and stuff, and when they split up, it took a while for me to realize. Actually, it was this. I remember at the beginning of the year is when I found your show, and I started listening, and it really, your alpha male kind of made me think about it because I knew I was a beta, and and so I kept on challenging myself to kind of be the alpha, and I still am, and. My dad, I really still want to look up to him. And unfortunately right now, he kind of opened up to me a couple weeks ago about his finances and stuff. He runs his own insurance or agency down the road. And it's not looking well, so I know he's really stressed about it right now. And I know that's in the back of his mind all the time right now, more than likely. So about last week, I was with him, and I wanted to stay with my parents right now while I'm working, and kind of right now I'm at my mom's, and I'm helping her support with the bills and stuff. And I offered it to my dad, but he's never been one to take handouts or anything. And we got into an argument where I ended up getting real angry, and it was out of character because I hear you talking about anger all the time. And at first, I didn't really know how to overcome it, but it kind of came naturally as I've been praying a lot. And I had a lot of anger in that moment at him, and we didn't get in any altercation, but he asked me he told me to go to my mom. And now that I'm here with her, I feel like I want to rekindle that a bond with him. And I never really had one before. And so I was kind of wondering if how could I, because I get angry really only with him. And I don't understand why, I guess.
And so your question is what? Because of time, what's your question?
Oh, yeah. How to just overcome it when with my father, and kind of learning to take a step back and listen to him, because I know he's stressed and struggling with his finances and stuff.
How old are you?
I'm 24, sir.
Oh, you're 24. So you're living with your mother now?
I'm living with her right now, yes, sir.
Why don't you have your own place?
I just got a new job, and I'm saving an emergency fund right now. And once I get I just started working like a couple weeks ago, and once I get my paycheck, I have my emergency fund set up, and I'm getting an apartment.
Oh, okay. So here's are you doing the silent prayer?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. You know about it?
I know about it.
And
I would like if you could explain.
Why have it? I want to encourage you to go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, and so that rebuildingtheman.com/prayer, rebuildingtheman.com/prayer, so you can start doing the silent prayer, so God can bring you out of your imagination, out of those thoughts. Any thoughts that has something to say about you are lies. Let them pass, right? And illusions. And then go to your father and forgive him and let him know, you know what, I'm sorry for getting angry. It's just hard for me to see my father be weak. It's not good for your father to be weak. You just say, I was wrong for judging you for being weak. I'm wrong. and then forgive your mother for turning you against your father.
Yes, sir.
Have you forgiven her yet?
I've forgiven her. Yes, sir.
You told her?
I told her. Yes, sir.
Okay. And have you forgiven your father?
I told him, but I feel like it wasn't genuine.
Oh,
I
okay.
heard you say it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, go to your father and apologize to him for resenting him for being weak, because children are not allowed to see their father be weak. They cannot handle that. And I don't care what the situation down at work or his wife or his whatever, he should never be weak, and he never let his children see him be weak.
Yes, sir.
So forgive him. And at that point, if he said, okay, I'm sorry, fine. If he doesn't, fine. But stay with the silent prayer and watch those thoughts, and where you can get your own place and live your life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, but apologize and then do the silent prayer and let me know how it goes.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm going to check out that website right after I get off with you.
rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. And if you stay with it, I promise you, your life will become amazing. You will overcome fear. You will overcome loneliness. You will overcome emotions. All emotions are not necessary. There's never a reason to be an emotional person, either good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
So do the prayer and let me know how it goes, all right?
I will do that. Thank you so much, Mr. Deputy.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Bye now. Waiting on God.
Waiting on God, waiting on God,
Waiting on God. Yeah.
Waiting on God, waiting on God, waiting on God, yeah.
This is from Hassan.
And he waiting on me. Yeah, he waiting on me.
You doing the Hassan dance.
He waiting on me. Yeah, he waiting on, yeah, he waiting on, yeah, he waiting on me. Got me waiting on the edge of town for you. City limits of regret. Feel you stepping while you dance around the truth. Now you left me here for dead. On my tombstone it say, here lies the fool. I believed in what you said. Now I'm stuck exactly where I fell for you. Got me waiting on the edge. Waiting on God, waiting on God, waiting on God, yeah. Waiting on God, waiting on God, waiting on God, yeah.
Amazing. Isn't that amazing? You can go to Hassan.com.
Wow Hassan on YouTube to find this.
How?
To find this video, Wow Hassan on YouTube.
Wow Hassan. How you feel? Wow.
W-O-W.
Oh, wow.
Walking on water.
Oh, okay. So don't go to Hassan.com. That doesn't exist. Go to Wow Hassan on YouTube. It's amazing. Michael, a first-time caller, get it in. Michael,
how are we doing today, Mr. Peterson?
all is well. We're about to run out of time. I want you to get your quick question in there.
Okay, I mean, I have a couple of questions. Have you ever been to Europe?
I've never gone to Europe.
And you don't have any wants?
I have no wants.
Interesting. Why is that?
Because all my needs are met from within. Michael, call me. Your questions sound interesting. Can you call me tomorrow? Or the next day? Or whenever you can.
What's the hours like tomorrow? See, I just got on X and I just saw you guys right now.
Oh, from 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday. 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday, all right?
That'll work.
All right.
Give you a call then.
All right, buddy. I am so out of time. Waiting on God, waiting on God, waiting on God.
Viewers from JLP Talk on X. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hi, y'all from X. JLP Talk on X and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Y'all welcome. Amazing. So get on that straight and narrow. You're responsible for your world as an adult. Nobody else is. And all of your troubles and all of your worries and all of your sadness is coming from within. It's in your world. Get rid of it and be free. So forgive your mothers, every human being, not one. Forgive your fathers, every human being. God will forgive you. He'll wake you up and he'll destroy that false nature. Your emotions and thoughts. Your thoughts and emotions. The Hake Report is coming up now. TheHakeReport.com, and then Joel Friday TV, and then the American Anchor Baby at 12 noon. Joel at 11. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/prayer. Be still and know the truth. It's amazing. Amazing show today. Thank you for your super chats and your support. Donate to Bond by going to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. B-O-N-D. Bye, y'all. It's amazing. To Tony out of Pennsylvania. Steve out of Chicago. Mike out of Taiwan. Taiwan. Heard around the world by everybody and they mama if you're black. Everybody and they mama. If you're white, everybody and their mama. Have a good day, y'all. Take care. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.
Thank you, Jesse Lee Peterson, for an excellent JLP show.